going on, Rodney Dow?
What's going on, Gary Putnam?
Man, just
Dr. Gary.
Making sure everything's in line here.
I see you.
Oh,
I see you.
Turn some volume down. I see Matt Ray is watching. Tracy Lynn. Hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Justin Schaefer. Man, I don't think we've seen Justin for a while.
Nah, he's doing a lot of traveling and stuff. Every time I see him, see some traveling. I see Logan watching. I saw Logan earlier today. We were hanging out at your shop watching some U.S. Street Nationals.
Charles McPherson.
Mr. 580.
Keith is watching. What's up, Keith Lopez? Working the graveyard shift.
Well, his boss, he's a hard driver. So
his boss.
You know, I'm not surprised he's still working.
Mr. Harper is here. Very good. Stick around, Mr. Harper. We probably got some questions for you if you'll.
There's some good announcements this week.
If you'll entertain us with some answers. Clayton Boyer. Yeah. Craven is watching. Hey, Craven, how you doing? Yeah. Oh, I was gonna show you my virtual background, Rodney. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Show it all. Oh wow.
See if that thing turns on, I'm gone, dude.
You're gone. That looks like a jet engine.
Like I am gone.
Oh man, that's funny.
Craven gives us a flex. Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Let me get back to the deal here. Well, this was kind of cool to talk about doing it like this because this is kind of how this started. Just chilling, talking about Mid-America Dragway, the small tire racing and stuff. And but that was back in what, late September. So this seemed like a good time to do this again. Got the football game stuff going on, kind of crazy stuff happening, and we're dodging the ball games the best we can. And we thought, well, let's just do a small tire special Saturday night small tire chat and just have all of it. Let's have it all, you know.
I agree.
Flip is watching. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. You know, people want to chime in and talk about it and got any ideas or thoughts, then we can bring them in as well. Talk about the year coming up and schedules, sponsors.
Mark Westmoreland says, sweet background. Yes. Me, Gary. Yep.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep. Chat about small tire. We got been working on our stuff. And
have you been watching what's going on in Florida this week?
Yes, there's been a lot of stuff going on in Florida. Crazy pro mods going super duper fast, and two big tracks down there this weekend have stuff going on in Orlando and Bradenton, and man, sick week stuff testing happening. It kicks off on Monday.
Yeah. Now, is it named Sick Week because you have to be sick to do that, or what is
that's Tom Bailey's event, and his one of his cars was named Sick. I forget the whole premise of it, but the name of the car was Sick, you know, however that got put together. So when he put these events together, he used the name Sick to title the events with. So
okay, because the reason I asked that is you've told me that you have to be a little
sick,
to do that, which I think it's cool because, you know, speaking of it, just like what's going on in Florida right now, you know, you've got the U.S. Street Nationals going on down there. You know, everybody's watching it either through NC Pro Modder or Flow Racing, you know, and it's that type of racing, that heads up stuff with, like, you know, Pro Mod 632, LDR, Pro 275, X275, and then right behind it, the next week out is the Dragon Drive, and these are two huge events that'll happen at tracks. But if you think about it, they're two different types of racing. So you have two different customers, if you will, to that track. And it's being, you know, tons of people will be there, tons of cars. Everybody's been working all winter, you know, to get down there. your buddy Rich that we met at PRI drove all the way to Canada. I've been watching him all drive all the way down. He's going to put 1,000 miles on that Pontiac before he even gets to the first track, which is awesome in itself.
Yeah, he's hardcore, man.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I saw Turbo Todd Moyer putting it down again. Of course, Mark Mickey and Shrugs was there. Who else? The track wasn't as good in the first round with Pro Mod, but
so you mentioned Todd Moyer. So that's a turbo car, and the other really fast car, I forget the guy's name, but it was a red. Isn't it a screw blown? Okay,
yeah,
whatever. Isn't Marty's converter in both of those cars?
That's my understanding.
Yes, I think so.
Yep. And that's funny you mentioned that, because Doug Chance put a kind of a post out there talking about some of those cars that are hitting these records, and they basically said that they don't want to let the secret out to their what they have going on, but it's pretty much safe to say that they all have the power pump.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Hubbard was one of them that was in that post also, maybe.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And to be honest with you too, there I seen on that post where people were coming up behind it and asking about the power pump. So I should have told you this earlier, but I'm going to tell you now. It would be a good time to click that little 6-minute video you did, like you did with Steve Morris, and tag that on there. But just good exposure for Marty and everybody, the whole industry. And, that's what we want to see about just drag racing in general, as far as like, back to my point, it's like you have this, the left to the left, outlaw heads up racing as fast as we can go. And then the next week is the Dragon Drive, which is still, those cars are fast, but yet they're going to drive. And then what we got in 4 weeks, then you got Ducks Race in Georgia. I mean, that's another hitter, that kind of kicks off here.
And I think it's in March, but West Buck has the big pro, the funny cars and all that crazy stuff's gonna be down there. So
I haven't seen
it's a wild time.
Yeah, I don't know if you got an invite. I haven't got one, but
nah, I don't got an invite.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I see Cameron Marsoff is watching. Hey, Cameron, what's up?
He's probably going to Ducks Race. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, he's got the car for it. So that's our first question to the audience. Cameron, you going to Georgia in February? There's a question.
Good question. Your local fans and competitors want to know.
Yeah. And I'm a cheerleader for Cameron,
everybody. Man.
When he goes there, I want to see him do well and knock it out of the park. That's a super nice hot rod, and it's got a lot of great parts, a lot of great companies backing him, and definitely want to check that out as well. So I definitely like watching that.
Yeah, we got 21 people watching. You guys got some questions? Throw some questions. We're just going to talk about some random stuff, some track stuff. We got some sponsorship information to put up. The track has also put it out, but we're going to talk about it also. And just because we're here on a Saturday night, and that's what we're going to do.
Sounds good. So
Troy's here.
There was some announcements from some tracks. You got any feedback on that? Anything happening, like a second chance race or something? They put some. They got some sponsors listed for that.
Yep, the second chance money is secured at Mid-America Dragway.
Nice.
Let me find the second chance.
Bam.
Yep, this is six sponsors that have took on funding that second chance pot.
Oh man, that's fantastic. We super appreciate you guys doing that. That's going to help out the program quite a bit and bring more, competitors to the race, because they know if they get put out first round, at least they can come back and go back again for another shot at it. And the way I understand it, talking to Harper, is there'll be 3 events. They got 6 sponsors here, and 2 sponsored per event is helping out with this program. Is that how you heard that, Gary?
Yes, I heard the same. That's how I took it also.
Yeah, that's great.
Yep.
We really super appreciate that. And I know they're still working on the main event money, but it's January and we already locked in Second Chance, which is awesome in itself. And also just talking through that, didn't they announce a big tire? Didn't they lock in a big tire?
Yep. And I'll get there in just a second. What's cool about these sponsors, Holland Assets, and I was pretty sure I knew who it was. That's Clayton Boyer. That's like a rollback tow rig, kind of lots of different terms to describe what the job of rollback does.
Yeah.
But that's Clayton Boyer's outfit, Holland Assets. And I love that name. So that's Clayton. Most of these partners, we use them.
Oh yeah.
For, Ultra Color. My F-250 is, look at that cool sweat hoodie you got. Sweatshirt hoodie.
Yeah.
Man, if Jason was watching, or Logan, I'm going to have to place my order. Look at the back. Turn the back around.
How do I turn around?
Spin around. I'm going to have to give me one of those. But my F-250 is out there getting some deer damage fixed.
Yeah.
Flip-o-matic transmissions, Flip Williams. My transmission is in his shop getting some special upgrades.
Yeah.
Fox Rod Racing, Keith Lopez, both of our cars just came out of his shop in December. Mine came out late December. Yours popped out right behind it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Neil Chance converter. We know Neil's converters are in my car, your car, bunch of cars. And Kenneth Fabstar, he's in Hutch. He's kind of out there in no man's land, but he's busy. He gets a lot of work out there. And he even told us last year he wanted to step in and support the small tire program. And here he is, and these other guys. So that is really awesome.
This is awesome.
Yep.
This is awesome. And to piggyback on that, Gary, and we'll talk about it here in a minute, and we got some more pictures on some updates. But the reason that I noticed, here's my little joke, if you will. When I was out there at Jason and Logan's today, one thing I noticed about every color out there, they had the same thing in common. Did you know what that was?
Is it white primer? Every
color they had was ultra.
Oh, it is ultra, right? Yeah, I thought he's going somewhere with this color white.
No.
I completely fell off the boat on that.
All right.
Yeah, and about this, Mr. Harper says this money, it's the Second Chance money. He says it is fully funded.
Whoop, whoop.
We got 5 comments over here that I better keep track of.
Nice,
Mark,
nice.
Yes, and it's printed on here in this overlay. It says special thanks to these partners for sponsoring the Small Tire Second Chance race.
Yes,
that is so cool.
Yeah.
Mark, this is good. Mark Westmoreland says, let me put it up here. What are the chances of you doing a drag and drive event in the future, Rodney?
Oh, for my car? Oh man.
It says Rodney.
And
a thinking guy.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, I would do one. And I've already been thinking about it. I wouldn't do it with the car I currently own. But I could see me getting another car and doing that for real. I may like we talked about before, Gary, where you're going to kind of check it out, have some fun. The car is going to make it. It's a little bit fast, but it's not, extreme. And just kind of, peel the layer off the onion, if you will, and check, see what it's all about. And then maybe, do something like you did in 2014. That was a serious machine that you took then, your car there with the Pro Charger and the big block and stuff, and going real fast with that thing. But I think I would do that, Mark. But the way I approach it is I would tip my toe in the water. I wouldn't just jump off the high dive and jump full in. But I definitely am interested in that. And to be honest with you, did you see Lamar Swindell? He's
yes.
Now and so talk about with Gold Dust, he sold that and got that other the red second gen, and he's been doing stuff with that. I've been following it, and I think he posted even today. He went like high 8s in the quarter with that thing. I mean, and that's awesome. So I like how he just took another lane, and he's still racing, still buying parts, still supporting sport. And he's out there getting it done. And so yes, Mark, I would definitely do that.
And I bet if you talk to Lamar at the end of sick week when it's all over, if he was being honest with you, I bet he would tell you that's the funnest racing he has ever done. Yeah. I'd be shocked if he didn't think that was the funnest thing he ever did.
Sure. Well, and you're getting more fun out. It's more fun per dollar, right? I mean, you cruise the car and especially, if you're making a little power, you're still going fast and getting that adrenaline rush and, and the camaraderie that comes with that whole drag and drive community. I mean, you told me about it. I heard Gavin talk about it, Keith, and then also you heard from the Pierces a couple weeks back. I mean, that's the takeaway that I got out of that podcast was just about the community and the stories in between and that sort of thing. And so, yeah, I definitely think that.
And I've experienced it from like 3 different windshields. Went with Keith in a serious competitive vehicle as his helper, finished 3rd in 2012 with the wagon. Took my car in 14, finished 2nd. Then whatever year it was 16 or something like that. Keith and I rode with Gavin, really a non-competitive car, just went to do the thing, experience it, rode along, and that was fun. All 3 scenarios were fun.
Right.
So yeah, it's a cool deal, and they're super popular.
Right on. Hey, speaking of, grab that little comment right there from Mrs. Harper, since we're on it.
The bottom one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mrs. Harper says a drag and drive class is being planned for the May Heads Up race. Details will be released later this week. Nice. You heard it here. Oh. Very cool.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm super glad to hear that. I kind of heard something, but I didn't know enough to say anything. So I'm glad that it's happening. And so I'm super excited to hear about that. And here we go again. Get in when you fit in, right? So these are just more cars that can come to the track and do their thing. And all I got to say, I don't know what Troy Aves is doing, but like he's better hurry up, get going, because I know he's kind of in that drag and drive type of spirit as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and just reading that, I'm just going to throw this out just as my speculation and guessing. If you're having a drag and drive class, it's going to be a small tire class with a few rules probably. You're going to have to leave the track and drive somewhere and drive back and either go right to the lanes or go to the pits, do your thing, whatever. I'm just guessing some type of scenario like that. And that type of deal would definitely get Shannon and Jordan Campbell's interest with their new Edge car, because they want to do something like that.
Yeah. What color is that car?
White primer. It's factory primer white.
I love this. I just throw them at you.
Yes.
Yeah. But to your point, there'll be some sort of, pit stop where they probably have to get a ticket or a car, turn something in, get a chip, whatever it is. And then so they make the cruise, if you will. And, come back, get in line and let's get down. I don't know if they're going to do pairings or chip draws or just whatever. We're not here to speculate any of that, but just the energy of that, just her saying that right now, just got me fired up. I need to find another car apparently. And,
you do.
And I'm not saying I'm selling mine. I'm saying get another car.
You got another one.
Well, I know. It's just like Hot Wheels. And, when I was little, you play with your Hot Wheels for a little bit, you put those up, and then you went over here and got another toy. You didn't get rid of that toy. You gotta have both. You know how it is.
I do. I do the same thing with my car. It's all under the hood. If there was underwear under the hood of my car, it's like it's changed monthly. It's
that's why I go by your house all the time just to see what the latest and greatest thing is in there. You know what I mean?
Stupid. I don't know if it's the greatest, but
it is the greatest. Believe me. I tell you what, I ain't going to say anything out loud, but when I was at Metcalf's today, there's some super cool cars there that are badass. I mean, and I just drew all over them, two in particular, and I'm not going to call them out because I know if they want people to know their stuff's there, but it's, we got a Monday going on.
And this is from Mrs. Harper. I really want to get the main event purse so we can release the flyer. We're going to get to those that we know of, the two big sponsors there, and hopefully there's more coming, it looks like.
We'll talk about that. We'll pump that up here in a minute.
Oh, and she says the main event purse is locked down.
Oh,
okay, cool. So
what does that mean? Does that mean small tires are locked in the main event? Is that what you're saying?
Main event purse locked down. That's the way I take it.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic news.
Ron Rich is in the house.
Ron Rich.
And here's your drag and drive car. Mark says there's always that sweet Mach 1 you could do it in, Rodney.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true. It would definitely be probably the slowest one. I probably could make the whole trip, but it'd probably be the slowest one there. But yeah, that's true. I can take the Mach out. That's a good point.
And Mr. Harper says almost have it done. He was talking about, I think he's probably talking about putting that class together. Drive class.
Yeah. No, that's great. I'm super excited to hear about that. And, because I heard something and then it kind of faded. So, how that stuff goes. It takes a minute to get everything going. This stuff don't happen overnight. And, but it's glad to hear these local sponsors just keep, wanting to support this deal, And,
yes.
And so,
and
I'm excited.
I think when we was talking about the type of format this would be, we must have got pretty close because he said, you guys are good.
We do our best.
We've been around the block.
Yeah.
This is Craven. Craven says Blake Hughes. Did he tag him? I can't tell. Blake Hughes. These fellas want to drag and drive with us in the RX-7. That'd be a bad team right there.
Yeah. It's the RX-7 with the dump truck motor that may go 390s. What he's talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing's a rocket ship.
Tiffany says, Rodney, does your wife know about talking about another car?
Yeah, no, she does. And I try to, I talked to her about how I can, get another lift and fit another one. And, I haven't sold it yet. It's still being dripped. I haven't got any approval.
Right. Shall we beat this guy up a little bit or be easy on him?
No.
Okay. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Julie.
Nice to see
you.
You.
Looking great. Love the pictures. Love those posts. I just drool left and right. And like I'm being serious here. Just document those hours. So you know how much to sell for.
so you know how much to bring.
Yeah. And I might, if you paint it a little bit white, you lean that way. You know what I mean? I want to paint it later.
Chris Paget, he's in for a drag and drive class. See, it's already.
It's already. That's okay. You're slow. I'm slow too. It's all, being fast is relevant, right? That's what they say, And
that's May. That's going to be the May heads up race. That's cool.
Yeah, right on.
Brian Wise is here.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at my flyer here. That's the second race, right? For Erk City.
Yes.
Heads up. I know you got a calendar right there to your left.
May 4th.
Yeah. Right on. Cool. See, and maybe even the truck can drag and drive. Brian's truck. Seriously.
And that's something I was thinking about this week to bring up again. Chris Wilson in Oklahoma was talking about a truck class. And wonder if that has got any traction, any talk with Mr. and Mrs. Harper about that. That's where to go if you want to put something together.
That when they were, talking through it on the comments, I don't know if it went anywhere, but yeah, but I'm just to my point though, Brian could do the drag and drive for real. That's because I know that the last race a small tire event we were at, he dragged that truck into town and got me a Sprite because he had to go get something else. And, I know he drove it in there.
And that thing runs mid-10s. Woo!
I know, right?
Jeez,
it might run high nines because he showed me some pictures of some parts that came in a bag. And so maybe it might be doing something else. Who's commenting here with Craven?
This is Larry Hunt. And have you seen this on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay.
With him and Foreman going back and forth.
Yes, and I want to talk more. I want to talk more about this in a little bit because I've got this subject in kind of in this way on my paper, and I want to talk about that a little bit after a bit.
Okay.
But he says Craven is in Facebook battle. That's some funny stuff.
It is, man. They got those me's and those little windows. That's good stuff, man.
We don't talk about slow white Camaros on this show.
Oh man, come on! Is that
that's Craven?
Is that Marshall?
Huh?
Who is that?
That's Craven talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I lost it there. Well, did Marshall even come back if he's going to Ducks deal? Did he?
He didn't say unless I missed it.
What do they call that? Did he Ghostus?
Ghostus, yes.
Yeah, he's a ghoster.
Ron says, ask if Bama and Gary has gotten together like the football team, Alabama?
I don't know.
I don't know, Ron.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's talking about Bam Bam and Gary.
Bam Bam. Oh, okay.
There. You know, for that, remember we were talking about that little test session, right. Have a Holly class. I think that's what he means.
My car don't even run yet.
I was going to say, I think that was you were kind of playing that around when you were ready.
Okay. This is Mr. Harper.
Okay.
I think what he means, he says it needs money. It has been talked about, the truck class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It needs funded.
Sure.
Okay.
Just like anything. And that's what happened to this drag and drive class. It's got talked about. And then the person that's kind of running this, which I know it is, and I'll leave that alone, but he went and got some money. And so that's
yeah. And this is Mr. Harper also. The truck class is a deal if we get a sponsor.
There you go.
And I haven't seen
I think he can do something. And so, get in where you fit in. Heck, those truck guys, they could do both classes. They could do the truck class and the drag and drive class.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Looks like, there you go.
Chris says Dustin Jones's dart will be up for the drag and drive event class. Man,
cool.
There'll be a handful already.
Yeah, I know that car.
Okay. So there's the second chance.
Yep.
You mentioned, let's put this up. The main event, this is Small Tire main event partners so far.
Right.
Luxury Lawn and Landscape, Cameron Marsoff, and Chris Lovett with Wichita Dyno. Surely there's a couple more that's probably there that's not on paper yet.
Sure.
So when that gets solid, we'll provide that. But that's Luxury Lawn and Landscape and Wichita Dyno. Man, thank you guys for funding the Small Tire main event, and whoever else may join in on this, whoever it might be, I have no idea.
Sure.
We'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
Somebody made a comment.
Appreciate that. And of course, me and you both use Luxury. My mom uses it. Our HOA uses it. I mean, every time you drive around, you see a Luxury truck. The same with Wichita Dyno. Chris is over there off Pawnee.
Yep.
Cars in there all the time. I'll run by there to get something or go grab a lunch, and he's got the place is packed all the time. So plus too, where I think he's working with Advance right now. They're putting a little Hemi together for his son or something. Isn't that right?
Yep. And I think Andrew is watching, so he may confirm or deny any of that.
Yeah.
And this is Mr. Harper saying the Drag and Drive is funded. It'll pay $1,000 to win.
Oh,
so somebody funded that. There's a sponsor behind that. So
yeah,
cool.
Hey, well, whoever's doing that, we appreciate it, and we'll bring that back up too. And when that flyer gets ready, we'll talk through that and pump them up as well. So that's good stuff.
Craven's still here. He says, I'm going to drag Russell Foreman and then drive to the store and get him some tissues.
That's how they do the drag and drive in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
They drag you over and drag you to the hospital.
Drag your ass and then go to the Dollar General and get some tissue.
Oh, I love that, man. I love that. I love that group, man.
Mr. Harper says details next week on the drag and drive class.
Oh man, that's great. I love this energy.
I got to turn my heat down.
Turn your heat down. I can feel it over here.
All right.
That's because you're getting excited. All this money's coming in, man. You're getting pumped up.
No.
That's what that is.
Blake, this is Blake Hughes.
Yeah.
He wants to know asking Craven what he missed. He's been known to do a few dragon drives. Yep. Blake is no stranger to the dragon drives.
There you go.
Let's get back here. Another class we have info for sponsorship is the 650 index. I know there's, I think there's other indexes class. I'm not 100% sure, but this is what we know for sure. We seen on their Facebook page is the 650 index, and they posted on their page, attention 650 index racers. Let's give a big shout out to Booker's Transmission. They will be your class sponsor for 2024. Thanks to them, there will be no change to the payout for your class. Thank you, Kyle, Pam, and Kevin from Booker's Transmission in Enid, Oklahoma. 650 index, locked in.
Lock it.
Yep,
nice.
That's super cool.
Kyle, Pam, and Kevin. And, we know those. We know the Bookers, and they come out here hanging out.
They're fun to hang out with.
They are. Great people out of Enid. Appreciate the support. Another year. because I know they were here last year as well. So really appreciate that. Support. Nice.
I'm gonna catch these. I'm gonna try to keep up on the comments before they get wild. Mr. Harper, let's see. This is Mr. Harper. He says we need a couple more small tire main event sponsors.
Right.
So
now's your time.
There it is.
And
get it.
Everybody knows what this is about. We need a little funding here to get this going, get these hot rods down. We appreciate Wichita Dyno coming in and for a main event. Same with Luxury, but get a couple more in here and get on and we'll help spread your advertisement, your marketing, and get that going. Definitely well worth it.
Yes, that this is Chris has it. Okay, this is Andrew Lovett. Chris' son Andrew. Chris has his race engine there. This is up in Salina at Advanced Engine.
Yeah.
Chris has his race engine there getting upgraded and fixed, and I'm getting a daily 6.1 Hemi cleaned up. Cool.
Okay. There you
Advanced
go.
Engine.
There you
now.
Go. Well, doesn't Lovett have like that orange 6.1? Is that what he's talking about with a little bit of nitrous or something?
The race engine. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be the race engine side. And Andrew has a 6.1 Hemi,
a
daily 6.1 Hemi. So that sounds like another candidate for the Dragon Drive class.
Absolutely. That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah. That's nice.
Yep. This is good. This is good right here. This is Blake Hughes again from 417 Motorsports. He says, let me know on the small tire sponsor info. Whoever's listening, listen up and reach out to Blake because
there you go.
This is great. Blake, you are awesome to reach out like this and show an interest in what we're doing over here to inquire about small tire sponsor. Man, dude, you're the best.
Go down a couple more. I think Marvin's got a question.
Yep. Marvin Jenkins, just out of curiosity, what's the buy-in on the small tire sponsorship?
There you
Mr.
go.
Harper has that info.
Thank you, Marvin.
Marvin.
Blake. Let's get this locked for the year.
Yeah. Lots of awesome people showing interest in our little track.
Heck yeah.
Here's Blake again. Blake says, we love supporting your events.
Oh, that's glad to
Thank
hear
you,
that.
Blake.
Great.
Really cool.
Yeah, appreciate
Get
that.
with Mr. Harper, and here is your info. Blake, please reach out to me through Facebook Messenger on Mid-America Dragway.
There you go.
So
Same
cool.
with Marvin.
Blake, Marvin, yes. Okay.
Good.
Caught up there. I'm gonna zip back over to okay, you mentioned Big Tire a bit ago.
Yes, sir.
And we got this.
Nice. What do we got?
Let me fix that comment there. All right.
Here we go.
This was posted by Mid-America Dragway about the Big Tire class. The Big Tire class for the Heads Up Series will be presented by Sandlin Iron and Metal Auto Salvage. Support those who support your local drag strip. That's your big tire, big dogs, Sandlin Iron and Metal.
Thank you, JR. Appreciate that. Really want to see the big tire class turn out. I know your boy right now is just burn the midnight oil with Chad, trying to get that stewed back going. Everybody wants to see that thing. It's a crowd favorite, and we want to see the Coopers back out too with that Firebird, and of course Holzman as well, and any other big tire car that wants to come and play. So that's great. Love to see that. So appreciate JR and Sandlin Iron and Metal putting up that money and guarantee that big tire purse. So that's great.
Yep, and they're with us here, partner with us through 2024.
Yes,
JR is great. He's great. Let's see, we got some more. This Facebook user. This is Andrew again. Chris has the orange Challenger. It's getting, oh, look at that. It's getting twin turbos.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to have my Hellcat Dart to do drag and drive, hopefully.
Nice.
Yes, you will.
Nice.
There, you will.
Is that a Hemi thing? Because Troy's doing twins. So is that what the deal is? You can't just have one. You got to have two on those.
Well,
deals?
Troy had one for a while and it ran really good. So,
yeah, that's what I thought.
You know,
yeah, just wondering how that worked over there.
Okay, this is Mr. Harper. He's got a phone number here. He says we're in St. Luke's this weekend. He means St. Louis.
Sure.
But we want to talk to everyone. So he's also
good
reaching out to Blake there. All right.
Appreciate that. And if you're thinking about other things as well, as far as other classes, just give the Harpers a call. I was actually talking with the Metcalfs today, that the Harpers came in the store and got a good chat and got together and locked that in. And he was just talking about how great of a conversation it was. It feels really good about it. So, and I think Kenneth made the same thing to you. Is that right, Gary? Didn't you speak with Kenneth?
Yes. Yep. I sent him a screenshot of how the sponsor deal looked, and he liked it. He had great interaction with putting the sponsorship stuff together. He wants to support the small tire, and he was tickled.
Nice.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Yep.
All right. Thank you, JR.
Yes, JR, all you guys that's interested in doing that. And Mrs. Harper says, please message us through Facebook Mid-America Dragway page. We are out of town event. We're at an out of town event, and we'll get with you ASAP. They're probably at that dome. Was that dome meeting that
Al was talking about?
Al and Larry was talking about. Yeah.
So good
really
stuff.
Cool. Yes.
Stuff. Yeah, I learned a lot from Al and Larry last week. Really enjoyed that, show, and got to know those guys a little bit better and see what, you see what happens behind the scenes. You think but you really don't know.
Yeah.
I think even Brett Lobel, mentioned that, talking about Kid for a second, where, he was run into Kenny, at the car show and stuff. And we'll see how, want to support that as well and see how he does there. So another track open for 2024 for sure.
Yep. And I remember seeing Brett's deal. He said he talked to Kenny last Saturday at the car show. Hopefully he doesn't get overwhelmed. I imagine it'd be
like what Al said. You don't know until you get in, and then you're like,
oh, couldn't imagine.
Yeah. But
yes,
about like the schedules. We talked about the sponsorship. We talked about U.S. Street Nationals, drag and drive, and that sort of thing. Tracks. You've been working on your car?
Yeah, I have. I really, really have. Believe it or not, I have. And I need to get to the bottom of these comments. It's a slow process. But I have proof. What's this comment here? Mark Westmoreland says, what are the chances of some index classes from 10.0 to 14.0 being ran at some of the MAD races?
Okay.
That is a good question for the Harpers.
You're talking about quarter mile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Question?
That's not our department.
No, that's a good question, though. The Harpers can take that one.
Yeah.
They can lock that and see what they think. might be sitting there.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let me look at my list of stuff. We got small tire sponsors, our car progress. Just before it gets out of mind, we're talking about racing, like, and it came up with Craven in a funny way. I listen to the Wes Buck show every week.
Yeah.
And he,
who doesn't?
Yeah. And he is a big proponent of everything that pushes the needle in drag racing. And oftentimes he brings up, hang on a second. I'm going to do my job here. There you go. When he talks about pro mod or whatever class it might be, he often throws in there, we need rivalries. And he talks about it often. You need good guys and bad guys. So I wrote down on my paper, like, talking locally wise, do we have any rivalries? Do you feel, or do you think, is there any? And I get what he's saying. You need a rivalry. You need that show. The fans need to see good guys, bad guys, the rivalries, whatever. So that was already on my sheet. And then, Craven brought up because it's been on Facebook all week, the little video deals with the heads and the Fast and the Furious with Craven and Russell, some funny stuff. They're doing it all in fun. And it made me think, I'm going to write that down and ask that question here.
Yeah.
I don't think we have any rival. If we do here, if there's any smack talking, it's just amongst, it's just in fun, and there's not any like button heads. And
I'll challenge you a little bit on that one.
Okay, let's have it. That's why I brought it up. It was interesting.
There are rivalries. I think that it's like in your own head rivalry. Like, there are people, when I first got my car, that I wanted to go beat, and that's what kept me going in the garage. And that's what kept me writing checks, or however you want to say it. And so you make a list, you might not put it out on Facebook or something, or call them up, and say they have a rivalry. Because, you remember when we were back in the day when Shane mentioned that, like, we went in and called Shane out or whatever, that was more of a rivalry.
Yeah.
But like, but I still think today, like, there's a list, and I have a list, and I'll be honest with you, there's people that, like, and for me too, it's more respect. You know what I mean? Because, like, I want to, this person or persons, and I'm assuming that, like, people want to beat me too, because I'm assuming that, and I don't know that for a fact. No one's came up and told me that, but, like, I'm assuming that. But I think it's great. I think it's good for the sport, and it's no different than, like, I think, golly, who was it the other day talking about when, I think it was Sandlin talking about how, like, he would watch, Vern Holzman and in the javelin, and, he would race, or no, it was Flip talking about that, racing out there doing exhibition passes back in the day. And that's what that is too, putting on a show. So I definitely think there's rivalries.
So when you say, like you have your list in your head, and so you got those people and those boxes to check, and you said respect, like, you respect so-and-so, and you want to check that box.
Yeah.
You want to, it solidifies in your brain, like, I'm because that you respect that person, they're awesome.
Yeah.
And you want to beat that person, and you want to know you're that good that you can get that person.
Right.
Yeah.
They're seen in the little industry, you know what I'm saying? And, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man.
That's right.
That's just how it is in our little deal. And it's all in fun and all that stuff. But when you go back home, you go back to your trailer and you go back to your shop, you're thinking about that. And that's what's driving you to spend a Saturday out there doing whatever you're doing or whatever it is. And, but yeah, that's, and that's where, that's where I was at. And, just, I think everybody knows my story, but like when I was out on the West Street days, I had a fast car, and people wanted to race me. And then when me and Corey got together, we had a fast car. And then when I came back out of that, I wasn't fast. And so I had to get fast quick. And so I saw who was fast, and that's who my list was.
And you want to beat them. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all in fun. I mean, I'm not talking, smack or nothing, but I mean, we talk smack, that's part of it. And I lost money when I first got my white car. I mean, I bet too, because I knew I'd get it back, but I wanted to play the game.
Yeah, it just made me think because he talks about there's some big pro stock rivalries and there's some pro mod stuff, and it made me think, do we really have some strong rivalries around here? And if we do, a lot of it's fun.
Yeah,
we got an awesome group of guys that we race with, and everybody has fun. Everybody wants to have a good time,
right?
And it just made me think about that a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody's going to go out behind the barn and duke it out or anything, but
no. Maybe behind the barn.
They want to beat that dude, and there's energy there too, because you can see some things. Maybe something happened with the staging or the burnout backing up. You got all that stuff that plays in as part of mind games and everything. Or someone has an issue and they need 2 minutes, and maybe they don't give 2 minutes, and and they get up there and get in the beam and get their win or whatever. All that's playing into all that.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah,
and I got to throw this up here. This is Gary Hart. Gary Harper says Nick Roberts against anyone.
Yeah, there you go. Nick, get in the other lane. There it is.
This is Troy. Troy says he's going to take out the red and white cars this year.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
mine's going to be red with some black pieces here and there.
Because you've raced Troy before, and what are you guys? 1-1, 2-2?
I lost track. I don't know, but he's put me on the trailer. I've put him on the trailer. I think we both have different combos, different weights, different stuff. I think we just need to start over this year and remark the chalkboard. And
Well, and so to piggyback on that, I raced Troy in Wichita, maybe it's Arc City. And just so happened to clip him, on that race. And then a few months later, my car was at Ultra Color getting the doors and the full paint. So it was in quote paint jail for a couple of weeks. And so I borrowed Greg Dotson's Nova for the Arc City race. And me and Troy lined up. And of course, I go up to him. I go, hey, this one don't count. He goes, oh, yes, it does. And he beat me. And so there's rivalry. Me and Cameron, we've only raced twice, but we talked about it in the when he got the check, the big check. We're 1-1 now. He brought it up, and I love that stuff.
Yeah, well, that was an interesting topic to.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm fired up right now.
Yeah. Did you have a list of anything? I know we talked about my car real quick. So let's just do this.
All right.
I'm trying to locate a turbo.
Oh, there you go.
Engine bay.
Yeah.
This is what I'm doing with my time. I'm trying to find a place to put a giant turbo. So it
looks like to me, just looking at it from here, you're about a 16th inch to the left. Just
220, 221.
Whatever it takes.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man. You got that thing hanging there. I love it.
Yeah, it's been there. It's it's over there. I've pushed it to the middle. I just man. And I'm gonna stare at this thing all day tomorrow too. I just don't know where it needs to go. I also thought about
come over and weld that up. I'll point, but I can't.
I could teach you. I help you out.
I can run the pedal.
Then you wouldn't need me no more.
Oh yeah. I was over at the doctor's office last Saturday. Everybody saw that. Doing the surgery there.
I found another place I could put it, but it wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit in the trash can. So
is that the Pro Charger guys telling you right now where to put that thing?
Oh man. That'd be That'd be probably a little easier. So that's what I'm battling right now, is trying to find a place to put it and keep good room to work on stuff.
Yeah. I knew Metcalf would chime in. Look at that comment.
Missed it. What do we got here? That's where they belong. That's
Right.
Logan.
You know want to hear something funny though?
In the trash.
When we were at his shop earlier today, what we were talking about is how fast those turbo cars are going right now in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's no joke.
Yeah.
I mean,
crazy fast.
That's crazy.
Oh, let me get
cool.
back.
That looks good, man. I'm excited for you to get it going. I see you got your nose back on. I see you getting your crossover pipe going there across the front end. That looks good.
Yep. I had to stop there until I figure out where everything's going to go. But
yeah.
Oh.
The turbo behind your head and the turbo in the picture looks different, though. The one behind your head looks a little big.
How big is this? Is this like a 450 millimeter? I don't know how big this is.
Yeah, right.
I didn't have this on my list.
Okay.
Let me kill that picture. And if Mr. Harper is still here,
yeah,
let me fix. Because he made the comment last week when we were with Larry now,
right,
about this limited street-ish, if that's what they're going to name it.
Right.
I'd like to have some more info on that. Because when Mr. Harper told us on our podcast that they're putting that class together for next year, I talked to you Monday night or whatever it was, and that's all I have thought about all day.
Yeah. Oh,
is that small block class?
Yeah, you were telling me how you were gonna, I like think about it as a 400-inch, and I was just like, yeah, I know what you're saying there, and I hope he is still on here because is this what does that mean? And
is it going to be Titans rules?
Right.
Is because immediately you look at the Titans rules, and there's no billet block allowed.
Right.
So, which isn't, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it not allowing a billet block squashes my ability to repair it if it's broken. So
I see what you're saying.
This is shit I've been thinking about all week.
Yeah, I think they did that just to keep the money out. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Yeah,
I want to talk for Alan.
I don't know.
I mean, because they talked about keeping the twins small. I think they limit that to 76 or something. And,
I don't think I don't think the Kansas City track has a lot of rules.
Yes.
I don't think there was a turbo size rule on the Titans stuff, was there? Is there? Man.
Yeah. I got it right here. Yeah, twin limit to 76 millimeter. No reducers, twins.
So what's the single limit?
There is none for a single.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's part of what I'm cooking in my little pea brain here.
Right. And no boosted big blocks. Drive to the lanes, drive to the trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he probably sent.
Okay, so he sent. She just said
it's the same rules. Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's good info. That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Rex says your turbos are too big. Who is this Facebook user? Limited tire used. That will be limit time. Oh, that's Troy. Mrs. Harper says, Harper sent it to your Facebook. Yep. Okay. Mrs. Harper says, our rules will be the same as Titans. Man, I've been thinking about this all week.
Yeah.
If I'd be lying if I'd say, I'm not thinking I want to do this next year, but I can't.
No, thinking about it. I mean,
I got this stupid big block.
Well, now, Gary, let's talk about that for a second. And, you brought it up, so let me interview you for a minute.
Okay, let's have it.
Well, you told me what you told me on the side, and I know what you said. But if you wanted to do this limited, and and you have your choice, and money's no object, obviously for you, and what would you do? Would you stay in the LS platform or small Chevy, or would you go over with the Ford motor back in that Mustang?
It'd be an LS single turbo combo.
Okay.
I've had all week to think about this.
Oh, I know. I already knew the answer, but we got to let the viewers know.
I ain't saying no more than that. If I can,
you probably already called Derek Kelly or Mike Lau or whoever. I don't even know, guys.
Because it was a different scene when Titans have that class.
Sure, I get it.
It was a totally different, a whole different ball game when our local track is going to have the same class. Now you got 2 places you can race that, which is what you can run 6, 7, 8. You can race that in 9 or 10 races throughout the summer, and not get donkey stomped by a 390 or whatever car, a Devin Brown or a Heckman.
Mile-an-hour deal.
My car is not going to run like that.
Yeah. Like they said.
But I can't dump a big block now, or I won't race again until next year. So
I understand.
If I can, that's all I'm
well,
saying.
This is going for 2025 too. So, I mean, it definitely can happen. Oh, look at this.
Facebook user. That's Craven. Craven says Visner Engine Development has the small block market on lock.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not going to say where I've been looking, but I've been looking. Who's this? Big block nitrous. That's Troy.
Oh,
where's the ban button?
Yeah. Delete.
Delete ban. Where's the ban hammer?
Yeah.
Troy. You need another drink, Troy.
Golly.
I just wanted
to that point, there'll be a lot of big block nitrous cars in that class for real. If they fit around the rules with the doors and driving it back and all that sort of stuff. I mean, and it's unlimited. You know what I mean? I got the rules right here. So I sleep with this. So don't, when you were like, no, it's like, I already knew it, no, they can't. But I know you've been chiming in with the Flying H, and I know there's some rules around that single turbo deal. They definitely have some rules around that. There's more rules around that deal than I've seen in NMRA. I mean,
there's quite a bit of rules.
Yeah. And I study this thing and that just makes me feel good because I have real doors still. You know what I mean? And so it's nothing but a thing. I mean, just like Derek Kelly was saying in a 2 or 3 hours with that little cherry pick that you have hanging that turbo, you can hang your doors back on. Yep. But you have the real hinges like I do, and all I got to do is get them the door handles, and I can put them right back in. I got the stock glass, I got all that stuff on the doors. So,
yep. This is Craven. Craven says, "See that, Russell Foreman? You can run limited when I run you."
Yeah, he just has to put real doors back on it, right, and drive it back.
Hey, Craven, if you want to come on the screen here and really talk some shit, just say so, and we'll bring you on now.
Just bring you in the studio. Hey,
we will pop you on.
When we were at PRI, I asked Al deliberately because these rules came out the week before, and he even said I could run my Lexan in my stock doors. Remember that?
Yep.
You don't have to run real glass in there. Just wants to put a little weight on the class is what they said. And of course, drive it there, drive it back. And I was worried about my fuel tank. I ain't like I got a 30-gallon tank. So he summed that out last week, just splash some gas in it and fire it back up. So
and
to be honest with you, if you're in Tulsa, you can coast back.
Right.
Then just fire it back up right before you get in your pits. Shoot, when we were there at the Titans last year, a couple times Tanner didn't even pick me up in the golf cart. I just toasted right back into the stall.
There right you there, are.
Backside.
And I got to build a new fuel tank, and I promise it's going to hold enough fuel to drive wherever I need to go on somebody's racetrack to get back to my trailer.
There you go.
I'm pre-planning.
Yeah.
Yep. I really like the idea of that class.
I do
because
Come race with me.
Yeah, my stuff is not going to run with Devin and Heckman and them guys. So
you never know.
You never know.
You make big power.
But we're gonna work it out this year with the big block and keep an eye on that class and see where it goes. All right, let's we're caught up on comments. And Amy Music says, just make sure you have fuel in the tank.
Oh, man, it's Devin on.
Your name's Devin Brown.
Woo!
Yep. Do you have a list of anything? Sure.
I ran through most of mine. I'm feeling good. Just keep it rolling.
We got pictures, and I got a couple of other things.
We'll talk through those real quick.
Let's see. All right. Coming up, it's not too far away. Like what, 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Let me fix this. Mel Hamilton's open house in 3 weeks from today.
Yeah.
And Monza's new Chevelle. Is it Chevelle or I guess a Chevelle body?
Yeah. Chevelle.
His car will be there from Street Outlaws. It'll be on display. Mel Hamilton. I think that deal starts at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So they usually have discounts and stuff on stuff in the racing store. And I'm probably going to buy some AN wrenches. They got really awesome wrenches. They got good prices on stuff.
Oh yeah. Go in there and see Nick. It's a good time. We put the car. Nick asked us to come in last year, put the car in with Callie Nate, and it's a blast. Free lunch. You get free oil changes, giveaways. All the vendors come in. Aeromotive was there, and I'm not sure.
Cool cars.
Yeah, few cool. Yeah. They had some cool cars in there as well. But like to your point, I bought a bunch of stuff from some hoses and stuff because I think they have a 20% discount or whatever it is. Nick can chime in if he wants on this, but definitely it's worth going out there. It's free to get in. You get a free lunch out of the deal, hang out, see some people, and get to check out Mazda's new ride. So that's awesome as well. I think everybody saw the build on that with CJ Race Cars. So, and that's the same guys that built Swanson stuff. So it's good stuff. Mazda seems like a cool, laid back guy. I've met him a couple of times. I don't know him personally, but just when they had the black Camaro up there too, Yep. So that's good stuff.
Yep. And that's 3 weeks. February 17th. Yep. 17th.
That might be the same weekend as the Sunflower deal.
Oh, really? Okay. The swap meet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe Ron can confirm that, but I think it's around that time.
Let's look at this. We're
oh man, the doctor.
Whoa, we're doing some repair.
Yes, man. Yeah, we had a little incident. So Dr. Gary HotRod Performance tuned us up, and we had a little hairline crack there on the corner where the cylinder head actually falls off, and it doesn't capture enough. So Gary thought it was a great idea, to clean it up, weld it back. He grinded it back, and then after he welded it, the hairline crack, he took some metal that he had out of a pipe and trimmed it up, trimmed it out, and made a little saddle for it. So I think our days of cracking that little piece are gone, because it cracked before and I ran.
Yeah.
And when I pulled it off, I saw it was cracked again. And so no harm, no foul, but I think we got our lick this time. So just shout out to you, Gary. Man, you're always helping me out. I appreciate that. Button Performance. I know you got little side pieces that come in there doing weld jobs on tanks or intake injector bongs and that sort of thing, or just turbo piping. And there's probably half the group on here has used it before, and I just really appreciate you knocking me out. So appreciate that, buddy.
Cool. I appreciate you appreciating me.
All right.
That stuff is fun to fix, and we put some more material on the bottom of that runner or that bottom of that flange surface and tried to grind it as square as we could with a straight edge, and put some extra meat up there for some strength, and hopefully it'll hold up all year.
You know what the funniest part of this whole thing is, this picture and stuff? When you looked at me and you go, that little port went 439. I was like, I know.
Oh, yes. And I got this stupid big block behind me that's been 467.
Oh, you'll get it, man. You'll get it.
Yeah, man, I was face to face with that port looking at it like, wow, holy
Right.
cow.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe you need to put a little Ford in there. I mean, I'm all
well, you
right.
might, yeah, you might.
Around that 400 inches, it likes it.
And paint it white.
Ooh, that's my style there.
We got a new comment in here. March 1st to say,
Okay.
Ron says March. That must be the swap meet.
Good. So the Mel Hamilton's not on top of it. That's good.
Okay.
That's good looking out. So good.
Cool.
There we go.
That. Yep. These got a little repair job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we talked to
Shannon
at PRI, and what was going on here is we sent these back in. We had a little bit of a leakage, a little fluid was getting around the attachment bolts, and they still worked fine and everything. But when we were at PRI, we were talking to him about that. So this is just kind of like a little update that we're doing on the car and everything. And this is a game changer for us. We heard about these before, but when we went to Derek Kelly's class, he kind of sold these to us. And we bought them the next day from Shannon and through Devin Vanderhoff. And so they've been spot on. And so that was just like a little update, just like we're doing the shocks, just like we sent the exhaust off to get coated. I mean, just some updates along the way here. That's all we wanted to show the group. It's kind of doing some updates to the car. It's interesting too, because I've talked to people like, with my work, I travel the world literally. And there's, like I was talking about, like if you lived in Florida or if you lived in Texas, for example, I kind of like having the months we have off of racing to do the updates. It would be tough to you only get like 6 weeks off, if you live down in Florida or Texas or something in Houston, because the track's always open and they're doing their things in Dallas and, because it's still nice there. So it's actually nice to do a little bit of an update. It helps, your pocketbook just a minute and just to update that car, so, but anyway.
You want to know what I do?
What do you do?
I completely ruin my race season by updating.
Oh, are you update lane?
I don't recommend it. It's
right.
I don't recommend doing that. It's terrible.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, no, it's funny because we were watching that pod the other day, that podcast, and that I butchered these guys' name, but they'll talk about, there was a chassis shop. They were like, he's plain said that he's done over $1 million worth of chassis that never make it to the racetrack.
Yep.
And they just stay in that lane you're talking about.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it's just crazy. But let's not do that. Let's get on the
okay. Let me get a hold of this real quick. This is Troy.
Oh,
Troy.
Ooh.
You got a bet. He says, Gary, $100, pretty much $100 bet race to the 450s. Right. Here's my hand.
That's a lock.
We are shaking and locking right now. I will take you if you want to do more than 100. Just say so.
Oh,
and
man.
We're shaking. Okay, we're shaking. We're
shake it out. Lock it in.
So, deal, Troy.
So is this the first pass to the 450?
The first one to the 450s is how I see it.
What if you're in the lane and he's in the lane and you just happen to be in front of him, and you go first and yours a 450 and he goes?
I'll be waiting while I'm rolling up my parachute. I'm gonna have my hand out like this.
Yeah, but just because you went down the track first, what if you?
Where's my $100?
Second and goes faster.
Hey, if he hasn't been paying attention to how we roll to the staging lanes in a you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Somebody brought. There it is. That's a lot.
He's like 100. You only want to do 100? Is that all the confidence you got?
Let's do 200.
He says, same day we split the alcohol.
He's already got the alcohol in him. He's got the IV going right now.
I think the loser buys the drinks.
Yeah. Hey, no, Troy's for real. He said 200. Where you at? Comment back.
Where's he at? He can name it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Is 100 all you got? Is that all your confidence at?
He's saying tequila versus Crown. What's going on there?
So what, $100 plus a bottle of tequila or Crown?
Ooh, is that what we're doing?
Ron says, can we make that bet a threesome? I'll take your money too, Ron. I don't care.
Oh, Ron, is that 100 apiece? Is that 200 apiece?
Troy says, yes, sir. Bottle of Crown.
Okay.
David Lemon is watching. Do you know who David Lemon is?
I guess I don't. Who's David?
He was in the early days of Streetcar Shootout, the Hot Rod magazine.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah.
Chevy 2 on
Chevy
little
2.
9-inch slicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because on my Facebook now, like pictures are popping up from Memphis days. You know, Danny Scott and who else? Like Spiro Pappas and Chuck Samuels, and some of those cars are popping up. You know, and nowadays it's pretty cool. You know, it's where it started all back in Memphis with the hot rod.
Let me. I hope David is still listening. Let me tell you something real quick.
All right.
We when I did field service work back in the mid 90s on electrical distribution switchgear, it sent us all over from here east of here in the Midwest. We ended up in Alabama. So this is like I would say late 90s. We was obviously following it. Me and my buddy Eric Summer that I worked with.
He's been showing a bunch of pictures of your old hot rods this week.
Yeah. And he also draws. He's a good artist. He draws cars and stuff. Okay. We were working together. There's not like cell phones back then.
Sure.
I hope David is still watching because he's going to remember this. In that area, we was in David Lemon's area where we was working.
Okay.
So you dig through the phone book. I don't remember how we did it, how we found it, phone book or whatever it was. You could not do this nowadays. I guarantee you. So you'd find the dude's number. So Eric, or I think it was Eric, called David. Hey, we're these so-and-so clowns from Kansas and we love this stuff. Can we come to your shop and like meet you and stuff? For real. So we cold called this dude from our motel in 90, 97, 98, 99, whatever year it was. And we got to meet David Lemon in his shop from a cold call phone call. He said, sure, give us the address.
Goodness.
You could not pull that off today.
Oh my goodness. Stalker 2.0. Oh
yes. Could you imagine doing that? Nobody's going to take that call.
No. So that is awesome. What a great story.
So we met David Lemon back then. He was working on Monty Smith's car and Stacy Novak. And yeah. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. My buddy Eric is a Mopar guy, and and him and Monty Smith, and so
yeah.
We met David Lemon way back then, and I've been a fan ever since. So
that's great stuff, man. That's great stuff.
That was a little bit of a long story to get there with that, but
that was a great story, man.
Yeah,
can you imagine get that call?
But back then, you called the dude. Hey, can I come over?
Hey,
I mean,
your car.
Yeah. All right, let's get here. What are you doing to your car, Rod? You got anything going on?
Oh, a little bit. Try to do something here.
Oh, here's this. We got this week.
Let's talk about this.
We got some exhaust housing slicked up.
Absolutely. So, I think everybody knows we run the turbos from Force Induction, and this is a local company here called Lower Rack. And so we took these ARs down there to them, and and they had it for a few weeks there, coated them all up. The one at the bottom is mine. The one on top is Gary, even though they're the same thing. But yeah, I've used them before in the past, and they coated all my stuff, my tubing, and that sort of thing, and the exhaust. So they did really well. The funny thing on this too is I had that other turbo, and ended up selling that and I had it coated for like 4 days. And then
Yes.
I sold it because that's when I bought Dr. Evil's turbo. And of course, it wasn't coated. So I ran it last year and then we got them coated. And that's the same time that you got yours, about that same time. So they knocked them out for us too. Not two for the price of one, but they did it at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But we picked those up on Wednesday. And so now we're both kind of mocking our stuff up. And so that's something we did this week. So shout out to Jose. He does a really good job with those turbos. And yeah, that's all I have about that. What's your thoughts? Did you think it looked good? Was that the first time you used low rack?
No, I used low rack back in 2014 when I first built my car. Not all of the black stuff, but I would say half of the stuff that got powder coated. My buddy Chris Rose in Salina had an oven in his garage. He did some of it, and then some of the stuff I took to low rack, and it's it's excellent stuff. It looks really good, but it doesn't look so good now, almost 10 years later. But
sure.
I kind of don't care. It's it's a tool in a race car, but
for me, like I was, I had mine done, and then I was kind of, Gary, let me take yours down there too, because I was sweating a little bit at looking nice because I didn't want you to come back and say like, what is this? Come on. But I thought it ended up turning the spot on nice. So
yeah, the only thing I wish I would have done would have been like took a grinder and knocked some of the casting flash off of it, but it's getting a blanket on it, so you're not even going to see it.
Nah,
but no big deal.
It'll keep it from rusting. But like you said,
and your engine bay is so clean because you don't run oil. So
that's what I was told.
It's so clean. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Did I just give away your secret?
I guess so. I mean,
oh man,
slick 50 for the win.
That's a little inside joke.
Yeah, a little inside joke there.
And what do you got going on here?
Man, I was just call it out here. Jason called me up yesterday and said, "Hey, I got you set up, got you ready whenever you want to come get your stuff." I think everybody remembers 2 or 3 weeks ago, took that down there to get a little touch up. Had a couple little, racing wounds, if you will, and took it down there to Ultra Color and he knocked that out. And I saw your red truck over there as well. And I also saw a couple super nice hot rods there in the shop right now. And I saw 3 of them. Actually, one was covered up in a blanket, but 2 of them out there you could look at. But no, it was a good time. Hung out there this afternoon a little bit, watched a little KU lose and watched a little Florida action. And I love hanging out with the Metcaps there and talking to Logan and Jason and that sort of thing. But yeah, I got to pick my body panels up. So check that off the list, one less thing to do now. And I got that back, but anybody needs some nice work done, go to Ultra Color, because like I told Gary before, the difference is all their colors down there are Ultra. So
Ultra Color. And Racecraft.
Yeah.
For the win.
Racecraft for the win. So, when Keith was doing the back end of the car, I had some older D&D stuff or whatever it was up front, and I already had the 2-inch Racecraft drop spindles. So I just wanted to order this up too and get it on just so I have Racecraft all the way around. And we went ahead and put a 1-inch narrower A-arm on it so it could drop the car a little bit more. But that's all this is here. Just got that on, got the K-member on, got the A-arms on, shock sensor, just putting it back together, got the bump steer and everything back on rack and, put the steering column back in. And so I got just a few more things to do. And then hopefully Advance will be calling me with an engine that's ready to pick up, in early February. And so we're looking good. We're right on track.
Yep. You're looking good. Plenty of time. Exhaust housing.
And just staying with that, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I'm going to pull the shocks and struts. I'm sending them to Mincer and have them, just verified, serviced, valved again, So it's just another little update I'm trying to do. So, but anyway.
Good plan. And it's not even February yet. You're good. You're in better shape than I am.
I'm trying, just a little thing at a time.
Yeah. And this is a piece of my stuff here. We had talked about Flip.
Yeah.
And we had Flip on the podcast.
Right.
Didn't we do him on a Saturday night?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Brought Flip in. Yep. Talked
Yep.
about some.
We talked about this smart drum,
Yes.
and I had till Sunday night. Yeah, it was like the 30. I don't remember when it was. The night, like the night that I decided to buy this.
Yeah.
It was $25, but I used that coupon code from WDRA.
Heck yeah.
And got my $25 off, and I ordered this smart drum. Flip has my tranny. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
That's in his hand is a new input shaft. Is a new Sonics input shaft.
Yeah. That's going to be badass, man. I'm just excited to see that.
Flip has it. He sponsors everything under the sun that we do. It seems like that the track does. He's there. He's always supporting everything. So we support him back.
Absolutely. And I mean, who doesn't use Flip? You know what I mean? I mean, that's just great stuff right there.
Yep.
Excited to see that for your program. Yeah. When you called and told me that, because you were like, so is that readily available? I remember you asked that question. Get that tomorrow? Yes.
Hey, if he would have said no, it takes like 6 months, I would have never looked at it again.
Right.
But he said it's available.
Yeah.
And I found out that it's like, it'll come in 3 days.
I know. It's like this, how this whole thing works. Like, being serious for a second. Doing the podcast, brought Flip on. He talked about it. You bought it. I mean, it's just about the whole community keeping rolling, and that's, to add that to your program is awesome, man. I mean, I know it's a couple of bucks, but like that is just awesome.
Yep. And with that couple bucks, the WDR, the WDRA membership costs $50. NHRA costs whatever it costs. If you set that up with the Pro Shop discount through Summit, that darn thing, it almost saved almost $300.
Yeah.
Using the Pro Shop discount through Summit.
Yeah.
That pays for like the whole membership.
Yeah.
So when guys complain about what that stuff costs, if you use it and you use, a lot of guys like to complain about Summit, but when I order stuff from Summit, they ship it. They don't tell me, they don't lie to me like I got lied to all year of 2023. Just, it works, it saves you some money, and it works out, it washes out, and you get your money back.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm going to say. You're just using your money smartly by using it in other areas, and it's having a way to pay you back. That's great looking out for yourself. That's awesome. Love that.
And a nice upgrade for the transmission too.
Oh yeah, that's.
I hope. I mean, shoot.
Yep. And you got to use your input shaft, is that right? Or you get to use the same?
This is a different input shaft. Different. The input shaft, it's the same. It's an inch and 3/16. It's got the one I had has a different spline count going into the drum. So Flip had to get a different one from Sonics. So no biggie.
But on the converter side, it worked.
The converter side's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Marty.
So I can't get a titanium converter yet. I got to keep using one I got.
Well, in line, right? 25K.
Jeez. Right.
Power pump.
Well, we talked about it at PRI.
Oh yeah, it's a lot. What's this last comment mean?
Let me see. What is it? White. Let's see. This was Ken Watson. White one on rallies. Must be talking about a white car.
Okay.
White one on rallies. I must have missed that.
Yeah, I missed that too. That's what I was asking.
Huh. White one on rallies. Yeah, I missed that. Maybe Ken can. This Ken Watson there. Maybe he can provide a little bit more. I got one other thing I want to bring up.
Let's do it.
I got my plug wires. I got my length determined.
Yes.
I sent a plug wire, and I needed 2 different dimensions. I needed that length, plus I needed some 5 inches longer.
Okay.
I sent them to Rick at FireCore.
Mm-hmm.
He got them wired. He got that wire on Thursday. I get a notification on email that there's a FedEx tracking on Friday, the next day.
Damn.
Yesterday. And then he says, call me. So I called him at noon. The stuff he needed me to pay for it. The box was already at FedEx.
Okay.
I just had to pay for it. So like the next day, he had my stuff ready to go.
Wow.
And tracking shows they will be here Monday.
Nice.
So that wasn't a fluke.
No.
I've only used his wires since 2014 when I built the car.
Yep.
That service that was this week, this is my third set of wires from Rick.
Right.
That was the same service I had the first time, the second time, and this third time. He's a rock star.
Rock star.
Man.
No, that's good. I use those fire cores as well and had no issues with them at all. Rick's a great guy. He was on the podcast a few weeks back with the Pierces talking about that, helping the younger generation come in. That's good stuff. That's good feedback, Gary. Yeah, because that's what it's about in the industry, you know, service after sale and that sort of thing. I mean, here we come back again, get another set. You know, you want to get them custom made and knock them out for you. You know, that's, to me, that's called a quick turn. You know, in, out the next day. Golly.
And I only need different wires because I keep moving my coils. That's the only reason.
Time and knots, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's funny.
I got one thing we haven't done yet. Like, we've been doing this since late September. It's on my list because this is a good time to do it. Is to thank our wives. Yes.
Golly.
For putting up with this crazy stuff that we do.
What,
even doing this.
More specific?
Huh?
Can you be more specific? The crazy stuff that we do?
That's it. That's all of it. That's everything. So
the list is this long, right?
It is. Yeah, it's that and 100 more sheets.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And I want to thank your wife for you know, it's not like, it's weird to say, you know, you can't say they allow us to do whatever because they don't allow it. It's just, they know it's what I do. It's what you do and whatever, but it's just, we appreciate their support. That's a key. We appreciate their support.
And they realize it's important to us. So it's important to them, you know, because they want to support us. And that's what I think what you're talking about. And that, you know, that's
well, she knows I don't know how to do anything else.
Well,
this is it. I know how to weld.
I was going to say that.
I know how to weld and change stuff on my race car, and my door opens and she's right there.
Oh, there you go. Hey, she's calling me out.
She's saying, holy cow. But really, for real, like, thank you to our wives, your wife, my wife. Thank you for the years and years and years of support of the stupid stuff we do with these stupid cars.
Yeah. Great shout out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Yep. They're a giant part of our success and support. So,
No doubt.
I just wanted to shout that out and tell them thank you.
Yes.
It's pretty important.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. She's not a race car person. She don't go to the track. It's just not her thing. And and that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. So,
she she said she even lets me park in her garage. It's my garage. Come on. It's my garage.
Well, there's 3 doors. Which one's yours?
Right. Yep. I just wanted to say that. And tell both wives and all race car wives, thank you for supporting your race car guy doing his race car thing with his race car friends.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's huge having that support and that.
Oh, it's all the difference.
It's it's big.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I can't believe nobody wanted to come on and chit chat and talk some smack.
That's all right. So Gary, back to your question you asked earlier about rivalries.
Yes.
Circle back to that. I kind of answered that question, but I don't think you answered that question, did you?
No, and and while you was answering it, I was thinking amongst myself.
Are you getting
And
choked up?
no, I always have drainage
Okay.
in my throat.
You need to get a tissue or something.
And hey, listen, my drink is. I'm at the bottom.
Yeah.
Drink.
Is that you and Stanley hanging out?
Yeah, wait for it to melt.
Is that Stanley?
So that is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 40-ounce tumbler Stanley Cup.
Stanley.
That's what I got.
There you go.
So what I think what you're saying is, what do I have any rivalries? Is that where you're going?
Well, yeah, just your answer, to that is that I answered what I thought. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's why I brought it up. Like, I don't, when I wrote it down on my sheet after listening to Wes talk about it, I don't, unless I'm really missing it, and I'm just talking our local group that we hang, and we're all local for the most part. We get some guys out of Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're in the United States.
Yeah, there's not button heads. There's not, if there is, I don't see it. It's just a big group of guys that want to race and have fun and load them in the trailer at the end of the night with all the paint on them and have a good time.
Yeah, I agree. And
except I did find out tonight that Troy wants to smash me for $100.
Well, and apparently
there is, I take that back. Everything I said, there's a rivalry now. Troy, I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
But it's all in fun, man. Me and Troy have been back and forth for so long.
Right. Well, and there's a good point. So is that a rivalry? I mean, it is, right? Even though it's for fun.
I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, but it's so much in the fun way that,
right.
But there's $100 that's going to go.
But you said
and a bottle of Crown or tequila.
You need the good guys and the bad guys, right? You just said that earlier, right? West Buck, WWE, however you want to say it, you know what I mean? And but like you have to have that competitor like Troy to be able to like, oh man, tonight I'm gonna, fill up the trailer and we're going out to the track and me and Troy are gonna see what's up, and we got $100 on the line and some alcohol. So right, that's all in fun. But that's right to me. That's the rivalry. So
yeah, that's a fun rivalry. It's not I want to kick your ass rivalry. It's a fun rivalry.
Yeah.
It gives you a little energy and gives you a little motivation. Yeah.
Little smack talk because we got our little chats. We're smack talking to each other all the time. You know what I mean? And I know there's other people that have their little list and that sort of thing. And people coming up to me personally that I didn't even really know them. I'll just put it out there. They've come up to me personally after I go some rounds and like, I'm just so glad you beat that person. Okay. And I don't know why. I don't really even know the person that came up to me, but like, anyway.
Hey, can you entertain for a minute? I got to do something. You know what I got to do.
Yeah, I can do whatever you need me to do. I'll do that as well. So, little shout out like Tiffany brought up right here. You can race wherever, whenever, as long as you come home in one piece. Well, I think I would agree with that as well. But seriously though, shout out to all the wives and girlfriends, boyfriends, just whatever. If girls are racing too, that support this hobby. Their family events, their brothers racing, or dad and son, or dad and daughter, and it's just a great little community we got going here, and tell some great stories with that too. Just for myself being out here in the garage or even doing this podcast. I mean, it takes time away from my family and that sort of thing. But like they support me. They're out there hanging out, seeing what I'm doing, want to know what's going on. They don't go to the track either, but they know everybody. And they know the stories and know what they're doing. So that's good stuff. I appreciate Tiffany saying that. And I think that Gary kind of caught Tiffany by surprise by doing that. I didn't even know he was going to do that. It caught me by surprise. But when she came out of the house there and gave me a little kiss, I knew that it probably meant a lot. So that's all right there. So all right, but yeah, it looks like back to that Ron and Troy race with Gary. It looks like it's a lock there. Ron, can we make it a threesome? Are we still saying 100, or are we going to go 200? We gotta clean that up. Gary put it out there for 2. I think there was some alcohol involved as well, but I need some confirmation on that. And between Ron, Troy, and Gary, who's going to go in the 450s first? And I think 459 with a 9 will do it. But I need someone to hit me back on that one to say if they're going to do it for 100 or 200. While you're out, I'm calling out Ron and Troy right now to see if we locked at 100 or 200, because I already let them know that you said 200. So I need to get confirmation from them cats.
I said whatever they come on.
You're Mr. Confident, but you can't say whatever. Yeah.
Come on.
Ron, whatever it takes, C note. Oh, here we go. We got a good
Let's see. Okay, this is Ken Watson. Let's see what he says.
All right.
This is Ken, Fab Star Performance. He says, I got a question. What do most of these organizations utilize to establish small block versus big block? Is it bore spacing, stroke, deck height? Is there one that is utilized more than others? Do some use one more than the other, et cetera, et cetera? I think a lot of people around here have never had to consider that, but with limited 275 coming next year, what are we calling a small block?
Yeah, that's
a good question.
Yeah. I'll take a stab at that answer.
Okay.
Now, my little caveat here, I'm not a tech specialist or anything like that. You know what I mean? But I think that we're basing that around not deck height, because there's different deck heights for the small block and the big block. We're not basing it around stroke either, because there's different for strokes for both the small block and the big block, and same with bore spacing. So I would think that it's based around the block itself, or the cylinder head itself, because everybody knows, for example, you can't put, everybody knows the difference between those two things, and can see just by looking at it, because you could have a 460-inch small block.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he also says, he means with the new stuff, some of the Hemi stuff, big cubic inch LS motors, et cetera, et cetera.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. You could have a 460-inch small block LS, or 4 even, with the strokes and the bore spacing on that. But that's a great question.
That is a great question.
That's how I assimilate that,
Yeah. And yeah, and around here we get, I wouldn't say common basic stuff, but it's really, I don't know, it's not low key. It's just, it's so far there's not real exotic stuff yet that falls in line with what Ken is talking about.
But to the whole point, you can have a big inch.
Oh yeah.
Small block motor.
And he says that's my point. And in accordance with the limited 275 rules, no boosted big blocks, but you're allowed to have a boosted small block.
Right.
Yeah. And you're starting to find holes. Oh, yeah. You're starting to find holes in the ship right there.
Right. Well, and that's and to that point, you can throw all the nitrous on the biggest big block going, and bring that 706 with 6 kits and racing that, as long as it's got
Ken says bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out for real, Ken. And I'm excited for the class.
I don't think it'll be a problem until something like that pops up.
Sure.
That's not to say that it won't, but it could.
Yep.
A big small block is they're out there.
Yeah. It's still
All
a small
somebody
block.
needs to do is build it, and
Yeah.
it's a small block.
And those cylinder heads flow, maybe not as much as a big block, but they flow.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so, yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm excited for it, just the buzz in the air. And you got people like Gary and like,
that whole deal totally got my attention when Mr. Harper put up that's going to be a thing next year.
Yeah. Well, and it got my attention when we saw this thing. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I think I called you in the middle of the night. Did you see this?
Yes. Craven is chiming in here. Craven says there's no billet blocks or heads that keeps your Noonan stuff away. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yep.
That's a great point. Thank you, Craven.
Yep. Billet stuff. That's right.
Let's keep that billet out, Gary.
Craven, do you want to come on the screen here and chat with us? We will sure bring you on, man. Just say the word. Nobody has wanted to jump on and say anything tonight.
Well, I mean, they're in the comments. The comments are blowing up.
That's a good conversation about the small block stuff. It's like you don't want to bring that up and give somebody that idea. It's like, I could build a 500-inch small block.
And you could.
Yeah.
And you want to, the biggest ain't always the best, you know what I mean? Even with the boosted stuff, but but yeah, that little comment interests me so much when boosted big blocks.
Yeah. And I've got a stupid boosted big block and I'm out. This is Craven again. Craven, he says, we need to get Russell Foreman and I on at the same time. Dude, let's make it happen. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay. Let's make it happen. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
And you guys could throw the stink back and forth all you want.
Yeah. Hey, Gary, I got one for you because you were talking about the other day. What about Kansas City and the Flying H? There's a lot of rules around there. Yeah. And they're also doing that whole no big block, right? In their class there that they talked about, no boost.
Yeah, the same type of class. They have a turbo limit. I think it's 88, but they allow twin 76s. And I've already been on Force Induction's website looking at their 70s. They've got a billet 76.
Yeah, there you go.
I've been on there and looked around.
Yeah,
but
and that's a floppy tire class, right?
What's that?
That's a floppy tire class, right? That's a slick class.
You can run a radial, but not. I don't think you can run the pro bracket radial. I haven't looked at their rules for a while.
Okay, because did they lock those? Did they send them out yet? I thought they were going to do that.
I don't know if they're locked yet.
Okay.
We need, we need to get with Blake Housley and have him on here and, pump that deal up and talk about it.
We will. We'll bring that in and get on that, and we can go over the rules and stuff. Like you brought me into that little chat box, and I was following along there, and they were talking about the rules with, daggone it, what's his name? The banker with the red 85 Mustang. That races with us. Come on, what's his name?
Red 85 Mustang.
Yeah, with the blower on it. The guy that's running the rules.
Travis Gore.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. I knew it was right there on the tip of my tongue.
Yes,
Tim, your car looks awesome. I saw it today.
I'm actually trying to find those Kansas City rules.
As always.
Here it is.
Like Tim Webb's car, that seriously, that is such a nice car.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You're just looking at it for days. You can just look and find something new. You're just looking at it. It's like, golly.
Yeah. We was talking about the Kansas City Limited Street.
Yeah.
28 10.5 slick, no radial. Factory front suspension, firewall, factory location, must run all body panels. No lockup converters, no wheelie bars, NHRA safety, obviously engine diapers, no external weight ballast, butthurt bars, heads up field. It's got weights and it has.
Yeah.
Crap, I lost my glasses. a twin turbo small block with 76 millimeters, 3,200.
See, you got to weigh.
Yeah.
See, you got to weigh.
You'd have to add 10 or 20 pounds.
You're going to have the safety police there just to.
Single turbo small block, 88 millimeter, 3,050. You'd still have to add about 10 or so.
Shoot, about 5. 6,
Right?
7. Yeah.
So but they methanol plus 50 on a twin turbo setup. Billet blocker heads, not both. So they're allowing one or the other.
One or the other.
Plus 75 pounds.
With one?
Yeah, one of them, but not both. So they got a pretty fair chunk of rules that go with that.
Yeah. And I'm excited for that track too. I mean, they get that all squared up and get some events going. I mean, it's just another nice place to go play. And we talked about before too, and I've talked to Marty about it as far as different converters for different tracks or different types of racing. If we go to slicks or extended front end, all that no prep stuff. So
yeah. This is Ken again. He says, I think there should be a weight break for the boosted big block deal and limited 275. Steer me straight if I'm wrong.
No, I get what you're saying. It's just the whole policing side of it. Then you got to have scales at your track, and then you got to run through all that. And I think that's the reason the promoters and track owners are just trying to keep it,
cut and dry, black and white, cut and dry. Yeah.
Where they're, it's just like Al was saying at PRI, just wanted to bring another event or another class in to has a little bit more weight on it with the doors and that sort of thing. And, and just bring some of those other cars out they were talking about that kind of hasn't came to race for a little bit, just for whatever reason, don't feel they can go 180 or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
and this dude has already messaged me, not Ken, this dude from a different state has already messaged me wanting to buy my big block. He's like, why don't you just sell me? Because he's asking me about 9.8 dag. He's like, why don't you just sell me your engine?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not ready to do that yet.
Go call the guy Craven was talking about over there, Visner, and then because you haven't even mounted your turbo yet, I mean, so there you go.
We're rolling this year with this deal, but I got my eye on this deal. That's
a good question. Tim brought up.
Okay, this is Ken again here. Billet-headed small block on a dart. Billet-headed small block on a dart big block cubic inch with a billet 88, but no boosted big block. Yeah. I get it too. Yeah, that's a different animal. But we haven't seen that around here yet, so it's it's not. Yeah, that's a whole different thing. What does Tim Webb have? Tim says, I got a question. What is considered a legal containment belly pan? There are some being made without sealing to a mid plate that will catch all the oil. Your thoughts? That's a good point to bring up about the back of the engine also.
Yeah.
With the mid plate.
Yeah.
The entire.
How does yours go? I mean, I have a diaper, so I don't have a pan.
I got a pan that goes from the balancer to the mid plate, and it's probably got a 2-inch-ish lip with pig mat in it. I got to redo it because my cam member kind of messed things up, but I think when I redo it, I'm probably going to try to make it better, maybe make it a little taller, maybe make it, and even somewhat Tim is saying, sealing to the mid plate to catch all the oil. Just, if you got to redo something, try to make it better.
Yeah, I get that.
And Tim, you're way smarter than we are. If you got some ideas, man.
That's a good point, though. I mean, if you go to that mid plate.
Yeah. And mine actually, the back of it attaches at the mid plate.
Right.
and it's, you know, it's right underneath the pan. There's pig mat under there.
Right.
But I want to make it better. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to make it. I had the space between whenever the car was in the garage to the next race, and I had to make it in that span. So I just had to whip it up real quick. That's my excuse. Just use an excuse. But I have to do something different now because the K member completely changed the front of it.
You know, and even for my diaper, it just goes to the back of the pan and straps in there on the header bolts. I mean, so it's just covering the pan. So you're, let me think through this. I'm right there at the mid plate as well, like you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Tim says, I'm not. He says, no, I'm not. He's like, you are smarter than we are, Tim. Come on. He says, no, I'm not. Just want to keep people safe and keep tracks moving through cars safely. Yep. Absolutely. We are 100% on board with that. Yeah. Agree. Yeah.
In the last few years, they've really been pushing that, you know, with the tracks and stuff. Just to get
and they should. Yeah.
Diapers and any car that goes down, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just like this year coming up will be the Hans devices, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That'll be another one. So it's all for the safety.
And since we're talking about pans and diapers, like when you're building your car, and I found this out with mine, when you're building your car, you need to decide if you're going to use a pan or a diaper. If you're going to use a diaper, your headers need to be built in a way that don't interfere with the diaper. My headers there's no way I could put a diaper on. That's why I had to build a pan. I built new headers this past year, and I didn't even consider using a diaper because I liked the pan, and I got to redo it. But that's just like when you build your car and your header guy builds the headers, give him the diaper and make him build around it. It's totally doable, but you got to have that in mind when you do it, or you're stuck with one of them and not one option, which is a pan, and not two options. So I don't know what's better, a diaper or a pan. I have no idea, but a pan is what is going to have to work on my car, and I'm okay with that.
Okay. That's good feedback, you know, and I agree with that. Everybody's trying to get that wrong.
Yeah, and the headers that was on it were awesome, but there was no way you was putting a diaper on that, just the way they were built. It just, okay, let's go to this. This is Ken again. That's the idea, but I think a lot of cars are still factory front suspension without a mid plate kind of deal. So I think that's why it's not forced. Right. Yeah. I get what he's saying there about the mid plate, which should have a mid plate.
That's true. You can still run it back there, you know, and
attach it somewhere.
Attaching point stuff. I guess that's what he's talking about.
A header bolt, maybe.
Yeah. No, I get that. But
Facebook user Ken Watson. This is Craven Moore saying, Ken Watson, there's no billet blocks or heads, period.
Yeah, unlimited. Yeah, the Titans. Yeah. I was thinking about that too when he threw that back, Gary. That's a few when he was talking about the Mopar and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no billet, nothing. In Titan. I think the other thing you were reading about Flying H was one or the other.
One or the other with a 75-pound addition.
Yeah. So that might be the deal there.
So their plan there should be just going with an iron block, and you can run Kansas City, Titans, and Mad. You know, you get it all covered right there.
Oh yeah, that's enough to tire a racer out in here.
Yes. This is Ken replying, Craven, they just read Flying H limited street rules and said you're allowed one or the other. Yeah. We got that. We covered that. Tim says, I agree, Gary. Probably talking about the
headers,
headers and all that fitment. That's a giant problem if it doesn't work.
Sure.
Because you can take a diaper, a guy that's not real savvy with building stuff can hang a diaper on an engine. But to build a pan, you got to weld some stuff maybe, or bolt some stuff. Sure. You got to use your bench vise as a press brake and get kind of creative with some stuff. But smoking on a diaper is easy if you got room.
Yeah. Definitely. Get the straps tight, get the bolts up there. And
yep. I actually bought a dang, I forget whose diaper it was. Maybe it was like a Jegs diaper with the mat and all that kind of stuff. And that's where I found out that, man, there's no way.
The bread blanket, or did you get a custom fit one?
No, it was just a generic big block pan Jegs. It was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
And there's no way it was going to work. So
I
had to go pan.
Yeah, I can see that. The way I was looking at those as well. And because to be honest with you, a few years back at the Midwest Pro Mod, when they still ran small tire in Tulsa, he hit me on that. I didn't have one. And so, of course, I ran and got one and came back with one. And but I got mine, and it is a custom fit for that Fox body pan with the double hump and everything.
Yeah.
And so, but I like it for that reason, because it's not just hanging out down there. It fits around the pan, and and so front and the back. So Logan's going to need a diaper.
Logan.
That's funny.
Logan's going to need a diaper for his Hemi or his what? Tell us.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you need a diaper for, Logan?
Man.
Come on, give us a hint. Yep. I want to remind Craven, because he's obviously engaging with us. Craven, let's put that together with you and Russell. Dude, that would be so much fun.
Oh, yeah. I think Logan wants a diaper for himself. What's that about?
Oh, he wants a diaper for himself. Okay. Noted.
Yeah.
This is Craven again. Ken, I thought you were talking about the limited class. My bad. You're 100% right about the other rule set.
No, sounds good. Yeah, and we'll see how that goes there with Flying H as well, and see, maybe and get that group on here and just have a good talking point with Travis and just everybody that's running that up there, and before they kick that season off. But I haven't seen. We've seen the schedule, right? With that deal.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, and so it gets a little closer.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to get over there and I'd like to race somewhere this year, but going to a new track like that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Let me look on our pictures here. What do you have? You got a list of stuff? You got your sheet cleaned up?
Yeah. We went through, I had 9 things. I brought them in throughout the talk.
Okay.
And then we went through the pictures as well. We're at 158.
Oh, clicked the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, man, this is fun. We could talk for days.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate everybody coming on and hanging out with us, and a lot of good interaction. We talked about throwing these back on like this and without a guest, just to chat it up and talk about what's going on, because it seems like every few weeks something's happening, which is great in the drag racing community. And so we appreciate you guys hanging with us and chatting with us, and got some good conversations with, just like the sponsorship that came up, and people stepping up right away saying, hey, Harper's get with me and I'll make that small tire a lock. And then some side betting, between Gary and on and Troy will make that happen as well. And just some good.
Troy's scared.
Yeah, is he scared?
$100. He's scared. He's scared, dude. You could see it. He's scared.
Okay.
I could see his tears. He's scared.
I'll hold the money. I can hold the money if you want me to. And so, but also, just like, we'll reach out to Flying H, and we'll reach out to
Blake Housley.
Yeah, Blake, and reach out with Foreman and Craven and get some chatter going, and we'll ask them about the rivalry question.
Yes, because that stuff is funny. It's
yeah.
Whoever has the time to do that, kudos to you for having the time to put them faces on them videos. It's funny.
Well, you know how it is. They got it down. It probably takes them 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So cool.
My wife, she just opened the door and had it, since we was talking about Troy. She was talking about me dragging Troy's ass for $100.
Okay.
And our bet. She said the loser could pay 1 yard fertilizer treatment to the winner.
It sounds like to me Cameron's winning.
Right. No kidding. The guy that gets the money no matter what.
Yeah, no kidding. That's funny.
That's
great.
That's good stuff. We are at the 2-hour mark, and this is fun. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us and having a good time. Maybe, as racing season kicks off and stuff, maybe we should do this once a month, maybe, or something, and to chit chat about stuff.
Yeah, agree. And especially because the events are going to be coming, and we're going to be pumping that event coming, around here with the small tire group, no matter what track it's at. And so, we already talked about how we're going to bring Al and Larry back on. We're going to bring the Harpers back on, when you had the no prep stuff, and talking about the Flying H and that group. So that's just what we want to be. Here's a platform, even for kid as well. Sorry, I just thought about that. Just be a platform to say, hey, this is what's going on. Here's some specialty things, shout out to the sponsors, shout out, let's go and have some fun with it. Maybe we will get some call outs on the comments, when we get a little closer to the race and that sort of thing. But I'm digging it.
I'm only in it for $100. Come on, Troy. Jeez, man.
Come on. He's leaving that one alone. You know what I mean? You hit him 2 or 3 times and no one's chiming in. So I think that one's good.
He said he was over here today and said something about a engine management system. I don't know if he wants.
So you want a Holly?
What?
Troy getting a Holly? Is that what you said?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know. I see your shirt. I just thought that's what you're saying.
He's a big baller, and he's only into me for $100 on this 450 deal. I'm really confused at Troy's thinking.
Yeah. Well, and just talking about it too, I know you both are coming back to the track with a lot more than you had the last time you were out. And so I think he's in the 90s, right? Did he get in the 80s or 60s? I don't even know.
I'm not sure. I'm
not either.
Man,
I know you both can run the 50. That's not what I'm saying. But
no, we got
we'll see how it plays out. But
Troy, Andrew Levitt says not a Holly.
Not a Holly, he says, man.
I'm not gonna say what it is, but it's not what he had. But it might start with an H. I don't know.
Yeah. An HP. Okay. Yeah. Right.
HP. There you go. I like that. Troy got him an HP.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's just probably that stock Hellcat stuff, they get in the factory with the extender.
Yeah. Hey, it might be a carburetor.
Ooh. A dinosaur.
Andrew says HP tuners.
There you go. He's let that out of the bag. I knew I was right.
HP tuners.
Yeah, that's what he's getting. He's gonna send the chip off.
It's an H. I'm not saying what it is.
I think Tim Webb's saying.
Tim's laughing.
He's spelling it out. That's what he's saying. He's got the first 2 letters there.
That's right. He's got it. He's got it figured out.
Yeah.
Keep spelling, Tim.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. Yep. Dude, this is fun. Man.
Cool.
Golly, another comment popped up here. Let's catch this. Oh, Tim says he don't know. Yeah, Tim, you can figure it out. You're a smart guy.
Tim, your front strip looks awesome. It's so smooth and blended. I hate to even keep telling you that stuff, but it's really nice.
And Tim, do you plan on going to Texas Radio Roundup?
Oh, yes or no?
Do you plan to go? Insert Jeopardy music. Da, 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 da. Come on, Tim. Da, 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 da. Oh, Tim. Now he's playing hard to get.
Not sure yet.
Oh, he's not sure. Come on.
Come on.
At least it's an answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, at least he replied to us.
Yeah. That's true. I did see they cracked another date on that deal here in town. Because that was the 20th, and it went to the 13th, and then it's the 27th, and went back to the 20th.
Yeah, it's been hard to keep track of where the dates are going at Kid, but I don't even know if I have my calendar right.
Yeah.
But did it move? Did it move up a week?
It's back to the 20th.
Well, that's when we go to Texas.
Right.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. Well, whatever.
Yep, whatever.
All right.
So Tim don't want to scratch it. What's that about? Story there?
I'm gonna stop changing my calendar.
I don't know. You got all the whiteout on there, the markers and stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm going to Texas.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, I know.
Tim don't want to scratch it. I don't blame you.
You got a story there? I don't get it. What's going on there? Yeah. Cool.
Yep. All right.
Well, hey, for real,
Yes.
this is time we want to take a minute and thank our sponsors for that's always supporting us. So a shout out to Alter Color.
Let me catch up with you here. I gotta click the right stuff. Ron says, Tim, does his car still I'll have wings? Retype that, Ron.
Does his
car
still have wings?
Oh, I get it. Okay. Does this car still have wings like flying at Texas? Hope not.
Hope not. No, he says no.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Logan says they cut him off.
Oh, that looked like a little Textron aviation citation taken off there, right? You know,
Man.
I don't even know if he cleared the tower. Did he clear tower for takeoff on that deal?
He did not clear the tower. No, that was not an authorized takeoff.
Yeah. I didn't see a mark back there like you're supposed to if you're going to take off like that. That's pretty cool. Thanks, Logan. That's awesome.
Yep. Cool. All right, let's get to these sponsors that partnered with us this year. Ultra Color Collision Repair, Sandlin Iron and Metal Auto Salvage. JR, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Mid-America Dragway and Harry Street Carpet since 1950.
Cool. You know, and just
awesome.
Talking to Chris the other day, you know, he told me straight up, he goes, you know, I've been helping racers since 1983.
Wow.
I mean, think of that.
Hey, I was 12 years old. You were too.
I was the same age. Yeah. Thanks for chiming in too, guys. And just a reminder, if you haven't already, go to our page there. And
hang on.
Come on, Gary.
I even did this. This and there. That's our YouTube channel.
There you go.
There it is.
Gary HotRod Podcast. We appreciate that. And you guys see us along the way too. We'll put a little short on there, a little reel on our Facebook, just kind of catching some views, showing everybody what's going on. We get good feedback about that, so we'll keep getting that going. And as you can see, like Gary's hanging his turbo, get some pictures of that. Of course, he's an awesome fabricator. He gets more views than that than anybody can believe there. I mean, just does great work with that. And so we're having a good time. But yeah, we appreciate that. Go ahead and hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and we're having a good time. So we'll go back to the back cave and collect our thoughts and reach out to some of these people that were on here today and see who we can bring on next. But we're definitely going to want to see if this was a success or not. And I think it was, because we got a lot of people chiming in, just kind of shooting the breeze here for a minute.
Yep.
And so we'll bring these back in like we did when we first kicked this off. And then, of course, when we get closer to racing, you know, we'll be pumping the tracks and pumping those events as they get going. So we appreciate it.
Yep.
Any final
thoughts? Watching. Yep. Ken Watson, great content and questions. Really, really good stuff to think about and ask about. So kind of makes everybody go, this little deeper thought on some of that stuff. So that's really good stuff to bring up and chat about. So keep bringing that. And everybody, that was awesome. Thank you.
All right.
That's it. 2 hours and 9 minutes. Let's squash it and do our thing.
All right. Are you ready?
All right. Are you gonna do it right? You got it the right side?
Hold on a second. Let me look at this. my phone up. Make sure I'm doing
Let's
it
see.
right.
You're cheating.
Well, I got to see it. Hold on.
This is Rodney Dow's watching. You're cheating.
Boom. No, it's opposite. All right.
Oh, crap. There you go.
There you go. There you go.
That was a pretty weak, but
Yeah.
you get the idea. All right.
There it goes. There it goes. See, it's on the phone. So,
all right.
Talk to you later.
Yep. Rodney, see you later. Have a good night. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.